Mr. Mayor, members of City Council, and fellow citizens of San Antonio, thank you for the opportunity to speak. My name is Dr. Richard Owen, and I am here as a founding member of the ACLU. We would like to commend the San Antonio City Council for updating our anti-discrimination ordinance, protecting the rights of minority interest groups, such as the gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender group, or GLBITs for short. The ACLU would simply like to add our voice of support for your direction and request inclusion of our group in the ordinance. So what group is the ACLU representing, you ask? ACLU is actually the acronym for my group, Altitudinally Challenged Leprechauns United. We are a grassroots organization dedicated to the proper use of the word short. Ever since 1978, when songwriter and piano player Randy Newman attacked us in his huge hit single, Short People, we have been engaged in a constant battle for our rights and respect. Inclusion in the wording of this City Council ordinance would go a long way in that restoration. What we propose is simple. Anyone that is on record or suspected of using the word short in a derogatory manner, such as a descriptive term like, oh, he's the short one in the picture, or inappropriate manner such as I'll be back shortly, or I'll get that to you in short order, or even I'll just be gone a short time, and finally the most annoying use is when paying your bills, I seem to be a little short. If in fact you are greater than 5'4" and 1/8 inches tall, or have employees that exceed that height, you should not be allowed to run for public office or be eligible for a city contract. So in brief, noticed I used the correct word, that is our simple request. Inclusion in your anti-discrimination ordinance. My fellow ACLU members have been discriminated against long enough. Not as a threat, but a reminder, do not underestimate the power of our lobbying efforts. You are familiar with them in every public building across America and most worldwide. As you know, the ACLU has been instrumental in lowering light switches for our use, dropping a section of the countertop in public restrooms so we can wash up, placing ramps at the entrance to all public buildings as the steps are often too steep to navigate, and even lowering at least one urinal in the men's room so some of our members can participate like the men that they are without the shame of having to stand on their tiptoes. The point is this, although we are often overlooked, pun intended, we do have strength in our numbers. So once again, we are here to support your anti-discrimination ordinance with the expectation of certain inclusion as you legislate to eliminate those among us that are less respectful to a minority interest such as ours. I cannot help but hear some of you snicker, some laughed out loud, and others expressed amusement with an occasional grin. But regrettably, this bit of humor was only intended to call your attention to the absurdity of the ordinance you were proposing. I chose this method as an attempt to illustrate the obvious unconstitutionality of what you are doing. Your attempt to legislate special circumstances for any group of citizens simply because their feelings are hurt from time to time is as ridiculous as what I just proposed. How do you think we feel? The only thing passage of this alleged update will accomplish is to make San Antonio the laughingstock of the sane world. So much so, in fact, you should have had the same reaction as you did right here, right now, to any suggestion that your modifications are a good idea. However, in composing my remarks, I did think of one circumstance under which our proposed strategic direction might have merit. If you went big and voted to cede San Antonio back to the Mexican government, prompting us to win her freedom all over again. In closing, I will simply add the following brief statement on behalf of my ACLU. This should be a very short vote.
Thank you, Mr. Owen.